All right, why don't we get started? Can we have everybody stand, please? We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's sing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Ken, could we have you come up to do moment of inspiration?
Good morning, everybody. Good
Good morning. Welcome home.
I have just a couple quotes here for you. One I thought spoke very nicely to humility, which is something we all need to practice, obviously. And it's from Earl Weaver, who some of you who are baseball fans might know was the Baltimore Orioles manager for 50 years or so.
And a good one.
And yeah, good one.
Absolutely.
And he was a Hall of Famer. Anyhow, here's his quote. It's what you learn about after you know everything that counts. I like that one. And then the other one is a very familiar quote. I think probably many people will recognize it. But I thought it spoke very much to our philosophy as Kiwanians. So here's that quote for you. That I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. Rather, one should walk with me than merely tell the way. Sorry, that's a nice little poetic expression, I think, and it's from Edgar Guest.
I see we have some guests today. We have Mike Coolbaugh and his wife Joanne, our new Pennsylvania governor. Sarni, do you have a guest today?
This is my boyfriend Eric. Hears lots about Kiwanis all the time, so he was able to drop work today.
Good to see you. And Janet, do you have a guest?
Yeah, she's very special. So, we've got Amy. Burner, you got it. All right. And she helped us out with the task force, so she's kind of like an honor.
Kiwanis, are we ready to sing?
Welcome to Kiwanis, welcome to Kiwanis, and hello and how you do. We're glad to have you and we're glad to see you just to join our friendly group at noon. True is friendship in this world of ours, building, treasured in our stride. Welcome to Kiwanis, welcome to Kiwanis, and to you the best of cheer.
The only thing that I have to mention right now before we go on, or I'd like to mention the awards that we got again this year. We did get a community communication award. We got a club communication award. We were a distinguished club again for last year. Bill was our distinguished secretary. Janet was our distinguished president, and she was also a distinguished Kiwani this year. So congratulations to all those who
bear with me while I be mindful of the electronics I was told to wear. From my very distinguished, very best friend, Bill Walters.
don't you forget that.
Okay. I think we have to do some calisthenics here. So, I do need these. So, for one, I would like to say welcome again to our governor, Mike, and your wife. It's good to see you. And I'm going to, as everyone does, their best. Everybody knows that I'm new here at this. I am taking over for a dear friend, Enos Martin. Enos served a number of years that just could not continue on. He was very, very involved with his church and with some service to some elders that takes a lot of his time. So he had asked me a year ago if I would do this, And it was a two-edged sword for me. One, it was the only way out to not do another year as president of Palmer Kiwanis. Because I ended 3 years as president today. So we have a bucket we pass around. It's a happy dollar bucket. If you're happy about something, put some money in. Well, I put a lot of money in the happy bucket. Anyway, before we do some introduction, before we bring in the new, we have to have some recognition about the deal. Okay, I understand that there is Sarah Panavic is no longer renewing her membership with the club. Sorry to hear that, but I understand from other members that she served this club with dignity. And that's really a bad loss. But we want to convey our thanks and appreciation to her and her work for this club. We also want to give a salute to Janet. You are ending your term as immediate past president. So you're going to be in the cheap seats, right? Okay. And Walt, you are finishing a term on the board, right? Yes. We'd like to convey your thanks, our thanks, and it's very much appreciated. I know Walt is another very distinguished member of your club. All right, that being said, first we need to do something a little bit more official. Neil, can you come up? Yes, you got to come out. Neil, your club bylaws now provide that you, the immediate past president, serve 1 more year as a member of the board of directors. This is a very prudent provision, and it is by your experience as the club's former president, chief executive, that you will be most helpful to your successor as well as the board full. It is my pleasure to present you the past president pin. I'm not going to put it on in recognition of your fine record for this administrative year. I also charge you with the responsibility to continue on the board of directors using your knowledge you have gained and to be a wise counsel for the incoming president and board. We welcome you. We thank you for your past service and keep it going.
Thank you.
Okay.
1 more year.
Are we going to do, you want to come back? We can do another year.
No. 4 is enough, okay?
All right. I'm going to start with club directors. I need Mr. Chris Holtz. Did I say that right, sir? Holtz?
Correct, like New Paltz, New York.
Come on up, sir. Chris, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
All right, Chris. The board of directors is comprised of you, sir, the elected director, and the officers. Most club business is conducted by the board of directors, so you are assuming a significant responsibility for your club. You will determine club policies, activities, approve budgets, and payment of bills. You will counsel committees, approve and discipline members if needed, and generally help in managing the club. Chris, I, as well as the other members, congratulate you, and we hope that you will continue your work toward this club having another great year. Right. Sir, welcome to the board of directors. This one sort of rings true. Continuing as club secretary. Is that voluntary or mandatory?
You want me up there?
No, you don't need to.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's get up there so I can take.
Oh, yeah.
Get up here. Yes, you need
All
to.
right.
Sorry, I wasn't clear on that.
Get up there.
Welcome, pal. Mr. Walters, you are no stranger to the
fine, mister.
Mister, you are no stranger to the role of club secretary. You have been fulfilling this duty for how many years? I don't know.
At least 15.
At least 15. And the club has again placed its confidence in you to continue. We thank you for your past service, and we want you to be energized and ready for the next upcoming year as secretary of this fine club. Take care, pal. Thank you. Gary Tempest. Are you ready, sir? Mr. Tempest, I know that you have served this club well as treasurer in the past, and the club again is expressing their confidence in you for another year of service as treasurer for this club. I hope you accept this position again with joy, and we look forward to your continued contribution. It is my pleasure to reinstall you as treasurer of the Easton Kiwanis Club.
How many years, Gary? How many years?
28.
He started when he was 4.
You're just a kid then. Terry Thomas.
Yes.
Come on up.
Should have zoomed today.
Thanks. You should have told me that earlier.
Sorry. You are vice president. I welcome you up.
Thank you.
This year you will, this is a repeat for you, all right?
It is.
How many times?
Just last time and this time. I was reelected.
Next two.
I was told that this is becoming permanent.
Well, I don't know if I'd say.
Okay, I tried.
There's,
Are you prepared to carry out the duties of the office, be available to assist with the president or president-elect in their absence? Are you prepared to offer advice and benefit to your club?
absolutely.
With this, I install you as vice president of this club. It is my pleasure.
Thank you.
Do you well. Thank you.
See, I
Sharni,
pulled it off anyway.
Sorry. Sarni, president-elect. You know what that means, don't you? Next year you're taking over. Next year you're in the seat. Okay. In the office of president-elect, next year you will be succeeding to the office of president. You must be prepared to carry out the duties of that office and be available to this year's president when absent. You are charged to listen to the president and offer words of advice as needed. With this, I would like to congratulate you and formally install you as president-elect of Easton Kiwanis Club. This is wonderful. Is that it? Does that cover it? Is that it? Do you have anything else here to do? Mr. Owens, come on up.
Owen.
I got it. I got it. Oh, welcome, sir. I would like to say it is a profound pleasure to do this introduction for you. It is, I've been in your company a lot, and I think this club is truly getting a good captain. And, I think you'll do well in that seat. So with that, Jim, you have been elected to the highest office that can be bestowed upon a member of the Easton Kiwanis Club. With this honor, there was a great amount of responsibility. The club felt you could assume this challenge, or they would not have placed you in this position. To no small degree, the success of your club for this upcoming year will depend upon the leadership you display in conducting the club's board meeting and the counseling and inspiration you give to its committees. Listen to your members, for they are the heartbeat of the club. Listen to your fellow officers, for they are experienced leaders. Listen to your district and international leaders, and pay special attention to your lieutenant governor. Jim, I am confident you will be a great president. Accept this challenge with an open mind and growth within your service. Conduct your meetings with dignity, but in it all, be certain to have fun. It is a great pleasure to conduct you as the president of the Easton Kiwanis Club, and I would like to present you with your president pin. Here you go, sir. With that, I would like to thank everybody for your patience with me. I'm pretty new at doing this, and I hope I met your expectations.
I just like, I did a presentation last week for anybody that was at the meeting last week or on Zoom, but I would just like to thank everybody in the club. I mean, we did a great job this year. We had a lot of new activities. We had a lot of participation. The fundraisers went great. And it was fun working together. I guess I look forward to serving this club maybe in a different way next year. I volunteered to be the Kiwanis membership coordinator for the club. The fact that we lost 7 members this past year, I think was the count. I'll be looking forward to asking everyone here to look at bringing new members in, and as Bill says, we want to bring in verbs, not just names. So not just a noun. So again, I appreciate all the help from everybody. I look forward to working with James, and look forward to serving on the board again this year. So thank you very much. Thank you again for the $200 check that's towards my granddaughter's step out walk in Pittsburgh. We'll be there in 2 weeks, and sometime soon. We thought it would be by now. We have a new grandson due this week sometime. So we got plenty of things to do when I'm not doing this. Thank you.
Before I give any remarks and move to club business following that, I'd like to invite Governor Coolbaugh to address the group if you so desire. And here's a.
That sounds so formal. Very uncomfortable for me standing out there because as a former police officer, I really don't like having people behind me. But since I have 2 former police officers here, I think I'm covered. Should be good. And a 3rd one over there. I just don't. And my family's known it for years. When we go to a restaurant, Dad's back is to the wall. So, it's very hard for me to talk with people. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah. All right. Before I get into everything that I want to talk about, and it's really not a lot, it's just some of my goals that we set for the year. Last year when I was running for governor-elect and we had to meet with the past governors, for those who don't know, there's a past governors meeting every year at convention, and we kind of call that the hot seat because we have to go in and sit and talk about our plans for the upcoming year with all the past governors in the district. So I went in there with Sarah. Sarah was running for governor, obviously. I'm running for governor-elect. And the 2 of us sat there and said, we, because we honestly worked as a team. Sarah had her goals. My job was to assist her in reaching her goals. I decided then that I would continue with pretty much the same goals as Sarah did for the last administrative year. So a lot of the stuff you're going to hear is kind of the same, but a little bit more of a twist on it. We just mentioned membership, and you lost 7 members. I come from a club of 46 or 47. I think our drops are getting close to 12 this year. I don't know what it is coming out of COVID. Things have changed a little bit and people aren't being as active as they used to be. And we're doing a lot of drops too. And I can tell you that you may have seen me looking at my phone a couple times here because we're getting ready for a board meeting this Saturday. And everybody knows that you have to drop your members by the 10th because the new roster comes out. Every drop in the district now I get. So my phone's been going crazy the last couple of days of people making those late drops. So on membership, when I went to my training for governor-elect, I sat in a room, big conference table. Big guy at the end of the table was the president-elect, Bert West. Great guy with his cowboy hat and his boots. Was he from the Rocky Mountains? He sat there. I talked to him about his boots when another gentleman across the table was telling me how many clubs I really need to open in Pennsylvania for 22-23. And they have all kinds of numbers that they use to figure this out. At first, I was upset about it because he told me you have to open 7 clubs. That's a big thing to try to open 7 clubs in 1 year. But we all feel it can be done. And to make that happen and to make it a little stronger on our membership team, between myself and Matt Wise, who is the coordinator for membership for the district, we decided we need 1 person to strictly concentrate on club opening. So I had to go back to a lady who owed me a little bit from when I was lieutenant governor the first time she was governor. And that would be Kathy Szymanski from the Erie Club. Immediate past international trustee, Kathy Szymanski. And she told me one day, I'm going to owe you. And I got her. At international convention, we were sitting in the caucus room. I said, put my arm around. I said, by the way, Cap, I need you to be my club opener. Well, Mike, you know, I'm going to be coming off my trustee position. I need to take a break. I said, you told me you would do anything to make my year successful. And she said, all right, Mike, you got me. So, and I can honestly say, her and Matt and I have been meeting, and we recently had a meeting 2 weeks tomorrow. with trustees and lieutenant governors because we want to know true areas where we can try to open a club. Don't give us a name of a town where we're going to go in and fail because we don't want to have any failures. We want to be able to open clubs. So we will be meeting with those groups every 2 weeks to keep everybody on task so that we don't lack off. So here's the goals for 22-23. We need to open 7 clubs. I'm trying to reduce the number of clubs under charter strength by 25%. Current charter strength is 15 members. So we do have clubs out there that have 5-6 members. We have clubs that have 5-6 members and half of them might not live in Pennsylvania because they moved out of the area for gone to Florida or someplace where it was warmer for the winter. So they're trying to make things stick that way. And to increase the net gain in membership over the previous year as certified by October 10, 2023. As most of you know who've been involved in Kiwanis, the new rosters come out on October 10th of every year. That's what you're billed for. So that's what you need to make any changes before that. We haven't had a positive increase in many years in the district when we're coming into a new year. This past year was probably the worst shape we were in. We were actually down below 3,000 when the year started. I know many years ago, I'm sure, Bill, you can tell me more, but I know when I started, there probably were about 7,000 people in Kiwanis. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
so,
and more.
All right. Our service leadership programs. As I mentioned at convention, service leadership programs are the dearest thing to my heart. My daughter is a past governor of Key Club. So I enjoyed working with the Key Clubbers for all those years that she was in there. And I think they are the future of this organization and we have to treat them right. It's that simple. It's one of the things that we do right and we have to make sure we keep working with them. So I want to have 90% of our service leadership programs be active in their school and communities, have 100% of the service leadership programs be sponsored, and have an engaged and active Kiwanis advisor. The key word there is engage and active Kiwanis advisor. There's a lot of clubs that have sponsored youth, but they don't do anything with them. If you're not active with the clubs that you sponsor, they don't know what Kiwanis is. They know they're Key Clubbers and maybe they'll know about Circle K, but they're not going to know their local Kiwanis club. So if they don't know they can go there when they get out of the SLPs. And I hate using an SLP, but it's quicker than. I also want to open 2 new clubs in Circle K, Key Club, and Builders Club, and 5 new paid kids clubs. The reason of the higher number of K kids, remember that guy with the cowboy hat? We have to open K kids in every district. That's what he wants because of his thoughts, and he's right. If we start them that young, they may stay with the program all the way through. And he's my boss. And we're doing well. I did let the administrators know that if they had Circle K or Key Club or Builders Club that were under suspended roster, suspended charter or revoked charter, I would count that as a new club if they got the club back to an active position. So we're doing really well on that. Justice, equity, and diversity and inclusion. We're going to continue the program throughout the state, and we'll continue having sessions, educational sessions at Decon, midyear, and quarterly Jedi awareness opportunities online. Leadership education. I'm a little high on this. I don't know if we have enough people to do it again. Have 20 members of the Pennsylvania Club participate in Kiwanis Amplify Leadership Program and provide a 50% funding attendance. The Amplify program, you guys went, huh? So you have some members that took that program. I took it this year. My daughter did it this year. It's a great program, but we had close to 20 in this past year and we had 20 the first year. So we're not sure we'll get 20 again. I probably should have shot a little low, but sometimes I'm an overachiever and I shot for another 20. So that's where we are with that. And the 50% reimbursement, it's a $200 program. The district will reimburse $100 of that if you complete the program and provide proof of completing the program. We also have monthly virtual education opportunities for members and 60% of club officers attend club leadership education. That is probably the toughest number to achieve because some officers repeat and they don't want to go back to another session. We try to make the slides provided to us by Kiwanis International fit our state so things are a little bit better and more understanding. We're also looking at, Brittany Brown and I are looking at doing maybe where we'll do a recorded session and you can watch it on your own at your leisure instead of having to be online at certain times. similar to the Amplify videos, where we would present videos that you can watch. And then at the end, we would have another session where if you have questions or concerns, you'd be able to ask us those questions. It's a work in progress. It's a little bit down the line, but that's what we're trying to get to. District leadership operations. Obtain new lieutenant governors, leaders in 50% of the vacant divisions. Right now, I think we have 6 vacant. I just got an email right now that Barb Hare has stepped up to be the 11th East lieutenant governor. That's why you are one of the most important people in my life right now. Yes, sir. And your second most important job is, if you're not staying, find yourself a replacement. All right. Because it's really hard for the governor to get his word around the people if he doesn't have a lieutenant governor in that division. You know, you don't think it's hard, but we can look across the state and see the divisions that don't have a lieutenant governor, and their numbers are dropping and dropping because they're not getting all the information they need to know to run their program successfully. Continue working with the district redivisioning plan and to achieve a 90% compliance and mandatory background checks among all required leaders. That's another thing that my friend Bert West wants done. Okay, there's required positions that aren't having the background checks done. They're slipping through the cracks. I know they're $25. I know it can be paid for through your club instead of the individual's pocket. Okay, so that's the best way to do it. Governor's Project. See my buddy Batman? Maybe see Batman? I'm sure most of you, or hopefully most of you, know that my theme this year is superheroes. I'm a little Batman crazy, but I wanted just Batman. And then when we started designing my pin and logo and everything, the gentleman that was doing it for me from our district said, you got to reach out and do all the superheroes. And really, in my mind, over all these years, is that we are the superheroes to the children that we serve. In their eyes, we do things for them that nobody else has ever done. So you can see I get emotional with this stuff too for a big former cop. Batman comes with me in case anybody wants to make a donation to the Governor's Project at any club or anything that I speak at. He's ready to take your cash. I did find out that by stuffing a whole bunch of bills in the back of this last week at Montrose, at Division 15, it was very hard to get them out of the bottom. So we do take bills and we do take checks. I haven't figured out how to take a credit card on here yet, but we'll work that out too. The Governor's Project, like I said, I'm continuing some of the things that Sarah had going. And I personally felt that the free little library grants that they did with her project money was great. We did about 24 or 28 this last year, but there's a lot more divisions and clubs out there that could use these for free. So the more money we raise through the program, we will make available grants for the little library program. The books this year will have a little twist to it. You guys will like this. It's going to be children's book with first responders, so that they understand those are the people they can approach when they need something, not to be afraid of the police officers, the firefighters, the emergency services people. So that, and I didn't even think of it. I thought it was cool. Emily Reed thought of it. She goes, well, your background, let's go with first responders. So that's what we're going to do. So the books that will be provided with these will start off with first responder books. So that's about all I have. Unless you guys have some questions, I'll be glad to answer. I might limit it to 2 because I know sometimes I get stuff thrown at me that's crazy. But if you ever need me, I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. You can get my information from the district website. You can email me, you can text me, you can call me. I'll be glad to get back to you. If I don't have the answer, I'll get you the answer. I actually know people now. So I can do that. We got an email from Bert West the other day. Oh, we're having a kickoff meeting on 9:30 at 11. It took me a second to see 11 a.m. I thought he wanted me to be awake at 11 p.m. and we would kick off at midnight or something, but it was actually 11 a.m. So it was good. That's something different. We're going to be doing that every 2 months, I believe, with him instead of every month. And he suggested something to us that I think I'm going to do. I just have to figure out the logistics. I need to meet with my presidents, not just the lieutenant governors. Every club president should know who the governor is. And every governor should know what the problems are in the clubs. Not only problems, I want to see the good things you're doing. I see the good things this club does because I follow Bill and he sends me emails all the time. So I know what you guys do. I know the great things you've done. You're still a good size and you have some younger people coming in now. So that's always good. I talk a lot about my club. My club is right now age 19 to 77. We're pretty good with numbers. biggest thing to remember when you bring younger people in, they might have different ideas and don't think they're crazy, let it run. Do what those younger people want to do. So you're not going to keep them if you don't. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I'm going to grab that mic from you there. Thank you all so much for coming today. I can't tell you how thrilled it is to stepping into this position. The vitality and activities that we have at the Easton Kiwanis. We've got an incredible year ahead of us, and it's all because of your involvement. Before I get into that, I want to take a moment and recognize our immediate past president with a special recognition and a certificate. Neil, you can stay right there. I'll reach across the table, save you another trip. Oh, Janet says you got to come around.
And Sue will want a picture.
Yeah, Sue will want a picture.
Sue will want a picture.
So the vitality and thriving nature of this club is because of people like Neil, people like Janet, the past presidents, people who were involved, Walt, Sarney, you know, Terry and Sue with the newsletter, Bill with the his job as the secretary. It goes on and on. And for Neil, we just want to make this special presentation for a grateful club to your leadership for the past year and years past as well. So I'm honored and humbled because I can recognize there's big shoes to fill. And Governor Mike just made them a lot larger. That said, we have some wonderful people and wonderful initiatives that we are able to grow on and move forward with. The things that we do right now, including activities with the Miracle League, our Christmas party, the IU20 coming up, the fundraisers that we have that engage our members. I know that we lost 7 members this year going into the new year, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on the new members that we have coming in. We've already got some in the wings who I just passed out an application yesterday to a common friend of ours who's been active in the Opioid Awareness Task Force, and I'll mention that in just a moment. We have the opportunity to bring new people in too. So let's focus on bringing in the new people. If we can retain the ones and, you know, talking back around to people who have left, you know, engage with them and find out the reasons why, we might be able to get them to retain their membership or sign up again. But, you know, people's lives, we can't always control what goes on. You know, people come and go. We want to be, and I believe that we are, an attractive club that's going to draw in people because they're going to see our activities in the community and they're going to want to be a part of it. You talked about the emotional nature of, you know, that child who's looking at you as you're reading a story. There's something that's magical about that. You can't replace that. When we're out there in our Miracle League trunk or treat, handing out in our pirates costumes and having a fun time, and they're driving by and they're with their parents or with their guardians and their caregivers, and they see us and they are, you know, and you got that, you know, common sword thrust, you know, pirate, you know, thing going on. You see their eyes and the smiles on their faces, and it's just magical. It's that connection, that love, that reaching out, especially to people who are underserved, who are underprivileged, and who are in great need, that we have the ability to reach out and help them. Give them a hand up, help them along the way. So let me, I gotta be honest with you. I'm kind of shooting from the hip here. So I just pulled out my shoot from the hip notes. And because I want to, you know, I want to remember some things. There's some great things that we do. I talked about the IU 20 Christmas party, and that's a wonderful thing. We have a magician there. We have a Santa Claus there. And this is the year that we're going to be going back to the Schwinn Center. So we're going to be able to be with the kids and be able to pack those bags so they have their goodie bags, but actually be with them and see the joy in their faces as we celebrate a Christmas party with them. The Miracle League that we do, the trunk or treat, that's coming up on October 22nd. And I don't know, do we have people that can come dress up as pirates and help us out?
We have 6, and I think we can have 10.
Okay, so there's room for 4 more pirates, or what do you call it?
Pirate.
Pirate.
Some people say winch, but no.
I wanted to tread lightly on that. Smart move. And then we do a great thing for our community by recognizing the Policeman of the Year with our Policeman of the Year Award, the Firefighter of the Year Award, and just a reminder to that, we have that coming up next week, next Wednesday, a week from today. It's not here at the normal time, it's at the Pomfret Club at 6 p.m. And if you haven't given your name to Walt already, it might be too late, but if you decide you need to come, Friday's the deadline. Okay, so day after tomorrow, that's when the final number goes in. So so reach out to Walt if you haven't given your notification that you're coming to the Firefighter of the Year award ceremony next Wednesday night at 6 p.m. at the Pomfret Club. And make sure that it's $25 a person, right? Yeah. That check can be mailed in to Gary at the club's mailing address, 302 Village at Stones Crossing Road in Easton, PA 18042. We're fine.
What a memory.
And then we have our first responders. We started doing that, the EMS Award of the Year. This was the first year that we did that. We're looking forward to growing that and recognizing those people that serve our community right at the time we need it most. So we're very grateful for their work in our community, and we definitely love having the opportunity to honor them. One of the things that we started as the Kiwanis Club from Easton, and we brought in the Palmer Kiwanis Club because this is a project that's bigger than any of us would like, and more hands on deck are needed. And that is the Opioid Awareness Task Force. And we started that in 2017, and we had great success in holding public awareness educational events. And we had, it breaks my heart to say this, we had Mariano Rivera. Sorry. Yeah, Hall of Fame player who's going to come give a presentation at the State Theater, and that was going to be in April of 2020. So guess what? That got chopped off. But honestly, through COVID, even though the problem has increased, the task force has been dormant. But in the background, the whole time, Bill Tonkin, member at the Palmer Kiwanis, has been working on a video that's interviews with people who have lost loved ones and people who have recovered from a substance use disorder with a focus on heroin and fentanyl. And that video is going to be screened for the first time on November 16th at the Easton Area Middle School.
that has just gone out. I believe that will revitalize the task force and bring that into a prominent position in addressing that terrible, terrible issue of drug overdose deaths. And you know, it's sad to say, but the incidences of people, the ages of people who are exposed to these very harmful substances is getting younger and younger. So we want to address the children, especially student athletes. That's what the film is focused on. So we're able to intervene in a possible situation that could develop down there. We provide a tremendous amount of support and funding to various organizations. Just the last meeting, we provided $200 to the Step Out for Diabetes with Neil's granddaughter. Granddaughter, yes. We gave $300 to the Salvation Army. We gave $250 to the Penn State Better Kids Care program, and we fund a lot of different organizations, including this year we gave out two $1,500 CIT scholarships to two high school students in the local area. The beautiful thing is we make a difference, and it's such an honor to be in a team with a group of people who want to make a difference. My idea of leadership is it's not about power, it's not about recognition, it's not about control, it's not about any of that. My idea of leadership is as a servant. Servant leader who's in there with the team doing the work right along with it. And bringing ideas, seeking ideas, bringing collaboration, bringing people together to make a difference in the lives of children. Kiwanis is a volunteer organization focused on the improving the lives one children, one community at a time. And we have a tremendous impact in the Easton area. The kind of work that we do has invisible, lasting effects. We'll never know by helping that child how it helped that child and everyone who's in their circle of influences as they go forward. So let's make this a great year, and I'm so honored to be inducted. Now, I'm just going to go to the other side of the table because this is not a speech. We're going to go to business. Okay. So let's see. I want to say that number one, thank you so much for the visitors that are here. Eric, thank you for coming to be with us. Aileen, it's so wonderful to see you again. Jennifer, thank you for coming. It's wonderful to see you. Who did I forget? Of course, Joanna and Mike. It's wonderful for you to be here. So it's really great that you're here. I want to say, so for club business, right now the situation exists that we have a board meeting scheduled for the 26th of the month. We're going to change that because Janet and I are going to be out of the country on a rescheduled trip that is falling over that period. So we're going to move the board meeting to the after the meeting on the 19th. So the board meeting is going to be held after the meeting on the 19th. And Gary, I will reach out to you and coordinate with you for financials on that for the 19th month. If that's okay with you. And let's see. We have, so with the absence of Sarah going off the board, and her position on the board was the result of her corporate membership
And we haven't heard that corporate membership is going to renew, and we're not sure why Sarah moved on. But we have an opening on the board. So effective immediately today, nominations are open for that open board position. We're required by the bylaws to have 2 weeks, 14 days that nominations be open. We will have an election for that that position at the meeting on October the 19th. That's 2 weeks from today. Okay, so nominations are open for that. I have a nominee, but I'll keep that close to the vest until I confirm willingness to serve. One of the things, and I want to talk about our strategic planning initiative. We have, as a group, subgroup, I would say, subgroup of the board, been working on our strategic planning for the next 5 years. And we've had 2 large meetings. We're going to have another meeting to finalize or move farther along the road. But right now, Neil, I think, can I turn it over to you, and sure, you can talk about where we are with, we've established goals, and Neil's going to share the initiatives, the areas we're going to focus on, and the goals.
But there have been several meetings. We had an initial preliminary meeting, and then we had a bunch of individual meetings. We concentrated on 4 areas: membership, committees, structure, and fundraising. So Terry has led us through this process, and we're going to just throw up quickly 3 goals for the club. And this is a draft. It's not up for discussion today. We're planning on more meetings, but we have put goals in each of the 4 areas that we talked about. Committees: develop engaging, innovative, creative, thoughtful, and inspiring committees that support the mission of the organization, meet regularly or as needed, and include all members serving on at least 1 committee. Strategies: all members serve on at least 1 committee. The purpose of this is to take these goals and then develop the strategies, how we're going to get to where we want to go. Membership: recruit, build, retain, and engage members from all aspects of the community who demonstrate and support the ongoing mission of our organization, meeting the needs of the children and families in an effort to exact positive change in our community and throughout the world. One of the things that with membership is to kind of target people in the area that can serve this need, and that's what we'll be looking for. Structure: build and retain a strong leadership team who consistently address needs of the organization by building for the future, considering the past, recognizing the present, having commitment and accountability, ensuring strong communication practices, balancing authority and responsibility, demonstrating strong leadership skills, all while fully supporting the organization's mission. And fundraising: I think we're all involved in that. To nurture and expand awareness for the club and the projects that we support. And that's kind of where we are. And that's our next step, is to build the strategies to meet these goals in the short term and the long term. And we're not taking any questions.
Thank you, Neil.
Terry told me no questions.
So we're not going to take questions or discussion on that right now, but we are open to input. So if you have input on any one of those areas, please email me, call me, get a hold of me, talk to me after the meeting. We're very much open to new ideas and ways that we can make that process better. One thing that I did not recognize that I wanted to recognize, we have an opportunity for service next Saturday, a week from this coming Saturday, October the 15th, and that's the PBS 39 food drive, packing bags, or I think it's bags, maybe boxes, but that's for the Second Harvest Food Bank. If you, like most of us, all of us presumably,
receive Bill's emails, the opportunity to view that and sign up for that is in that stream of emails. If you can't find it, please reach out to us. We would love to have you there with us. I just want to close the meeting with some thoughts, just some final thoughts. Somehow, I think Bill must have given it to Janet, was a file from Bill Fifield. Bill was a vital member of this club and president many years ago. He just passed away a couple of years ago. But he put it up in a letter at the 75th anniversary. And there's a couple of excerpts that I want to read in there. 3 years after Kiwanis was founded, that's Kiwanis in general, the Easton Club of Kiwanis was founded in July of 1918. Wow. Folks, we're in our 150th year. In July of next year, we will have served you. The Easton Kiwanis Club will be 105 years old. Wow. Over the years, the purpose of Kiwanis has evolved into one of community service with the motto, we build. And we have built, there's evidence in the history of this club of so many wonderful things that we have built. In my tenure or my participation that began in the playground and the garden at the Boys and Girls Club there in Easton. And honestly, that's where I met Dean Young, and I am a blessed man for knowing Dean Young. Dean Young is a force in this community for children that is absolutely awe-inspiring.
Disclaimer here. I've patted him with a lot of money.
Would you repeat that a little louder?
So Bill goes on. We are not a social club or a sacred or political society. Membership is open to anyone of good character. The cost is small. The rewards and personal satisfaction are great. We are a service club dedicated to service to youth, community, and nation. At that point, this was, let's see, this would have been 30 years ago. They had 90 members, which was the priority youth priority one. He goes on a little bit later down the year. We must now strive to maintain and increase our momentum of the first 75 years, I would say of the first 104 years. Through the years ahead, we must sustain our present programs and constantly be ready to embrace new service opportunities. That's a hallmark of what we do. This PBS 39 Second Harvest was brought to our attention by a member, and we as a club jumped on that, and we're actively involved in that. So to ensure this, we must continue to seek out new dedicated members. And each member must assume an active role in the continuing development of the Kiwanis Club. And I like that he says, let's try to all be back here for the 100th birthday. This was his 75th birthday. And Bill was there for the 100th birthday. I hope that we are all here for the 125th birthday, and that we have great stories to share about the wonderful work that we've done, about how Kiwanis has grown so dramatically over that 25 years, and that we have things that we can show and be proud of. So with that, I'll take any questions or any, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I want to have, there's a couple more business items. So I guess that was part 2 of my last call.
I have a question.
For the good of the order.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you ever held political office? I got to tell you.
Run, James, run.
No. Not a volunteer.
The other way, James.
You had a great presidential address. Very good. And you could probably lead a rally for something. So maybe you were a union leader or something. No, you're very. Thank you.
You know, I got to tell you, I love speaking about things that I'm passionate about, and I'm passionate about this club. For me to speak about something that I'm not passionate about and make it sound like I'm passionate about it, it's a lot of work. I gotta do some research, and I gotta figure it out, and I gotta write down an outline, and I gotta practice in front of the mirror. I love this. I love all of you. It's so wonderful being a part of it. It's so easy to speak about. All right. Wonderful. Everybody, thank you so much for coming.
No, good meeting. Congratulations. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you to the Zoom people. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Sue.